What up brothers, it's Clip King returning for another new review. I'd like to say welcome back to my channel and introduce you to the Star Wars A New Hope version of Obi Wan Kenobi by Hot Toys. I've been rattling through the filming of the Star Wars figures today. I want to get all these reviews up on the same day, publish them, and then people can choose the video that they want to watch. So depending on which one you've seen so far, please remember to check out the others. And this figure needs very little introduction, so let's rattle on and get straight on with the review and get some scores on the doors. So let's talk packaging. As you can see, it's the uniform style box. They all fit together really nicely. It's just sort of black on charcoal, the character's name at the bottom, the chromed Star Wars logo, and then moving up to a shot of the figure, in this case Obi Wan Kenobi, played by Alec Guinness. Nothing much to see on the back, but the inlay artwork is really nice, very eye-catching. That's a theme with these Star Wars figures. You find that most of the better production shots are on the inlay slip. So, yeah, bear that in mind. But the box in general is just a shoebox style design, quite eye-catching, nothing too mental, good quality card. It is in good condition. So I'm going to go down middle of the road and score it a 3 out of 5. Rolling on to the likeness. And I'll start off by telling you something you've already probably figured out from the pictures you've seen. The likeness on this one is stunning. Absolutely unmistakable. I would say, having seen Obi-Wan, the new Luke, Han and Chewie, and the new Darth Vader, I think this has got the best likeness of everyone. It's where the others, you sort of, yeah, they're really good. This one is amazing. Sculpt wise and paintwork. The fine lines around the eyes have captured the age really well. The sunk cheeks sort of under the cheekbone. The sculpt work on the beard. And then the paintwork to bring that out. Just really eye-catching, really good. Just to talk through the pose, just a straight up and down position because I wanted to get around the head sculpt, but I think to capture anything attractive about a pose like that, I don't know, the idea is pretty much get the clothing looking nice, get it looking so it hangs neatly, which is what I've tried to do. But going back to the head sculpt, just want to make sure you do get a nice close look. Clean paint in the eyes with a glossy finish, real intent in the eyes. So I think every part of it is just really good. Get some light from above. I'm trying to get a good focus on the beard, just to show you the curls and the twists in the facial hair. And then this sort of, the undercolouring is a grey, and then like white through the tips of the hair, same as the hair on his head. The really fine strands of hair. It's a really top job. I can't think of many sculpts, if I'm honest, that are better than this. But yeah, I'm really happy with it, and I've got to score it a very obvious and very easy 5 out of 5. Now, moving on to outfit. I've left him in the same pose. I will change it when I take the robe off, but I just wanted to pretty much display the fine work that Hot Toys have done. I mentioned in the Luke Skywalker video, I'm not sure if you've seen that one yet, but make sure you do, the use of wire. Sometimes Hot Toys get it totally wrong. I'm thinking about the 89 Batman. Sometimes they put a wire in where there doesn't need to be one. Sometimes they don't put a wire in that should be one. They did it on the Darth Vader, on the tunic, put wires in it, didn't really need it. But they missed it on something like the Superman where it could have really done with it. So this one again, they've got right. No need for wires on this outfit because it's all down to how it drapes. I've got to say as well, I applaud them for finally getting a cape correct. The material is pretty much perfect. It's really lightweight. It drapes really nicely. It looks natural. I had this figure by Sideshow a few years ago and we're always really impressed with it until I saw this, and then you think, God, that figure was nowhere near as good as it could have been. This is pretty much just amazing. The cloak looks in good condition, but also slightly tatty, as you see on the sleeves there, and around the edge of the hood. So yeah, it doesn't look too rough and battered, but there is definitely wear in it, so that's good. Like I say, it's lightweight, it does move nicely, and I notice when you put it into a position, it sort of stays where you want it to go. It drapes how you want it to. So another really good touch. That's the outer cloak. The sleeve length obviously is that long that it will cover his hands. The hood works really nicely, that you can have it over his head or just drape it down his back, and again will look nice and natural either way. Let's have a look. And to show you the back, it is a big garment, but because it's so fine and they pick the right materials, it does drape really nicely and really naturally. And even with the robe removed, it still looks pretty amazing. Again, awesome use of materials, really fine. So these robes, and then the scarf section that wraps around. So you've got a lot of layer on layer action going on, but it never looks bulky or it never looks inaccurate. I think they've done really good work. Again, the long sleeve, so it will just slightly cover the hand. On this side, you see he's holding the lightsaber. You know shit's about to kick off. He's got that look on his face. So yeah, I'm old, look at me. I'm showing age on my face, but you know I've been a badass in past. He's still got that regal look about him, sort of the holy man who's not afraid to fucking unleash hell. Let's say that, That could be a tagline to a film. As we move across, see he's got the frame marks on the shoulder, faux leather belt with the pouch attached, the hook for the lightsaber on this side, and then as we move around, the other parts, belt just clasps, holds the midsection sash in place. Sorry for the sound of turning thing, I didn't get turntable out. And then the robe sort of wraps around him completely, and then he's held in place, like I said, with the sash, and then the scarf section also tucked under the sash. It's got a brown undershirt which is full length, and I will say on this arm, because of the lightsaber switch, this one does open with Velcro, so you can actually get to the switch to put the lightsaber on, which I will show. A right touch that I like on this figure, and you'll hardly see it, is the work on the boots. Now, like most of these, if not all, these Star Wars figures have real fabric boots, and this is layer on layer with leather. It's like a sculpted sole, and then built up into a real leather boot. Again, looks really accurate to the pictures I've seen. Just looks really, really nice. Even got the weathering on the toe. Show you the other side. And then the creases down, so onto the top of the foot. Makes the boots look like he's been wearing them for a number of years. Like I say, even though you're not really ever going to see the boot in a natural pose for this version of Obi Wan, the fact that they are still there and Hot Toys have put the work in on them, it's to their credit. So the outfit as a whole, there's nothing I can really find fault with. Maybe it could have done with a wire in the robe like they did with the Luke Skywalker. It would have been nice to just be able to nip that together, or like put it so he's on this hand, it would have sort of hung close around his top of his hand like that. But they never, not too much of a, nothing I'd certainly score it down on, more just a like minor nitpick. But all in all, the outfit is outstanding. They could have fucked it up, they didn't, so I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5. Now, moving on to articulation. And with the pose, I've gone pretty old school. Not that lame bullshit fate that they have in A New Hope, or Star Wars as we used to call it in 70s. I've gone old school. He's remembering he used to be Ewan McGregor, and he's getting all agile, he's saying. I've pretty much just done that pose because I think it looks cool, with a robe sweeping round. Just got that, I don't know, samurai ninja feel about it. There's a term that Uncle Clipper used to use, and it goes something like this: it's fucking beautiful. Love all like that. Fucking drink it in, boys. Drink it in and appreciate what I do for you. So yeah, let's have a look. Let's go back and have a good look. Lovely. But it's pretty easy to talk articulation on this figure. It's pretty much just a standard run-of-the-mill true type body. So you're getting ankle articulation because of the nice soft fabric boots, so there's no hindrance there. Double knee joints, rotation up at the upper leg, the hips move forward, back, sideways, split really wide. Waist swivel, ab crunch, multi-directional shoulders, double bend elbows, hands on a wrist peg, and a ball joint at the top of the neck, which works really nicely. There's no nitpicks at all with the body. It's really good. One thing I would like to touch on, I'll probably cover it again, is the hand sculpts, because I'm classing it as part of the body. All the hand sculpts have been sort of weathered to make them look like an old man's hand. So they're not using stock hands here. They are using ones specially developed for the figure, and I do like that. And I do like that pose because it's a little bit on special side. So I'll just show you that, and I'll tell you that the articulation again has got a really, really easy 5 out of 5. Right, moving on to accessories and extras. What does he bring? First things first, I set this pose up simply because his main extra, like most of the Star Wars figures, is the lightsaber, which is pretty much wired through the hand into the forearm where the batteries sit, and all do work really, really well. Really bright, even with the spotlights on above and the bedroom lights and the camera light, you can still see that they are illuminated, so that is excellent for me. Moving down, he has the diorama style base, very similar to all the Star Wars figures have. Really nice touch. You can remove the name plaque and put them all together, make one large base, which I was calling for on the old Predators, if you remember, where you could link them all together. So it is nice that Hot Toys have been sort of build a base, if not build a figure kind of thing. Moving down, the instruction manual. Always when you're fiddling about, make sure you read the instructions. Swapping the arm on and off, you don't want to break out because they're going to be hard to replace. Moving down, the spare wrist pegs. And then you only have 3 spare hands, or 4, sorry. So you've got the lightsaber left and right, which is on the arm, the relaxed left and right, and then that hand is attached to the battery arm, and then you get sort of a force push or a Jedi mind trick left hand. So not a lot of hands. You notice with the lightsaber handles we're talking, that one's attached, so that's non-removable from the hand. This one is, and you see that it's sort of just for display, that one, whereas this one, excuse me hands, this one will hold the lightsaber blade. So you think that gear your two same, they're not. The only difference is this one has a hole in it, that one doesn't. This is the clean arm. So the arm that's on it is just the same as that. It attaches just above the elbow. It has a battery unit there and a switch there, which is switched on really, really nice and easily. And I do like that about it. And then obviously you have the robe to give him the 2 different looks. So robed and unrobed. So not a great deal of extras there. It certainly wouldn't have any of the key things that would bump the score right up. So like another head sculpt, a completely different outfit, or just a shitload of other things that he brought. So whereas Luke had a bag full of accessories, Obi-Wan's pretty limited, and I think Obi-Wan actually goes for a little bit more expensive than Luke does. So I don't know, a little bit of a funny one. On the extras, because I do really like the lightsaber arm, and then obviously you do get the other handles. I don't know, it don't really inflate your pose options. It only has got a few hands. The robe is nice, but like I said, I've already scored that as the outfit, so I can't really give it much more than a 2 out of 5. But I will say the stuff it brings is toppy dollar quality. Now onto the value, and then I'll go straight onto the sum up. Like I've just said in the accessories, he's not fully loaded, doesn't bring a lot of bang for the buck, but is a really, really nice figure. What you do get is top quality, and he does pose really well, and he is eye-catching in the display. Would you choose him over the other Star Wars figures? Where I've said I think only Vader and Luke are the must-have figures, the other ones are pretty much the trimmings around that. This one you could possibly pass on, but I think it would be a shame if you did, because it is really, really nice. And like I say, I think you do get stuck in a mentality where you think you've got to pose him in the old man style pose or the screen accurate poses. If you can move away from that and get him in more dynamic pose, I think the figure really comes to life, which is possibly what I will do. But saying that, and to give a fair assessment on the value, like I said, the Hong Kong price I wasn't sure because I didn't get this from Hong Kong. I actually bought this from America with the Anne and Chewbacca. Got a really good price for all three together, and I managed to avoid any custom charges. I made a connection to an American seller, did a good deal, and it worked out for me. Now I can't give those details on, that's on their request, and also I don't really want to. But yeah, I got him for a really, really good price. In fact, I go as far as to say, if the price were accurate on the Anne and Chewbacca, I pretty much picked this up for about £135 shipped, which is a bonus. So, I'm still going to do the value on what it would cost you if you bought it in the UK. I think it's just priced a little bit over Luke Skywalker. And because it doesn't bring as much as Luke, and it's not as sought after, or won't be as sought after in time, I think that I've got to give this value only a 3 out of 5. So, the overall score is a 23 out of a possible 30, which, I don't know, is a little bit under what I thought it would have got. The figure really represents a better score than that, but I think I have scored it fairly. Please leave a comment, tell me your thoughts on the figure. Please like the video, share it, and subscribe if you haven't already. Any help to build my channel would be much appreciated. If you want to contact me through Facebook, you can do that also. If you want to join my Facebook group, just let me know and you're in there. Not much more I can say. Look out for my other reviews. Please keep in contact with my YouTube channel. But for now, this is Clipper King Brothers, and I am out of here.